Let's talk about AI visual remixing, specifically how to get the exact results you want without all the usual AI-generated chaos. Oh, you know the feeling, right? You've got that perfect shot. The composition, the subject, the lighting, everything is spot on. And then you pop it into an AI tool, you try to tweak the background or change up the style, and boom, it's a disaster. The whole thing just melts. It is, without a doubt, one of the biggest frustrations for creatives right now. But here's the thing. There's a very specific technical reason this keeps happening. And the really good news? There's a powerful solution that puts the control right back in your hands. So let's break it down. This isn't just a casual annoyance. For professional creatives, this is a massive workflow problem. We can call it the AI remix problem. And what's wild is how consistently these failures happen. You see it all the time with standard image-to-image AI. The subject's face suddenly belongs to a stranger, the lighting gets all wonky, and everything gets this weird plastic look. The whole composition just melts, making those carefully designed brand assets totally unusable. It's a gamble, and in the professional world, you just can't afford to gamble. Okay, so why does this happen? Why does your beautiful photo turn into digital soup? To fix the problem, we've got to diagnose it first. And the root cause is all about how these AI models get started. It all comes down to this one concept: latent noise. The easiest way to think about it is like TV static. Seriously, most AI image generators start with a screen full of this random digital noise, and then they try to find your prompt inside of it. So with no real guideposts, the whole process is fundamentally unpredictable. It's literally creating from chaos. And this comparison just lays it all out perfectly. On the left, you've got your standard AI, starting from that random noise hallucinating an image. It has zero respect for your photo's original structure. But on the right, that's the good stuff. The AI visual remix. It's totally different. It starts with your image's structure, cleverly separates that from the style, and, most importantly, it preserves that precious original composition. So what we needed was a new way of thinking, a new architecture. An architecture built for control, one that turns this roll of the dice into a predictable, engineered process. And guess what? That breakthrough is already here. This right here is the secret sauce. The whole solution is about teaching the AI to see an image in two separate parts. Its geometry, so the shapes, the poses, the depth, and its style, the colors, the textures, the vibe. Once you can pull those two apart, you can change one without completely destroying the other. And this all works in a pretty straightforward three-step process. First, the system scans your photo and basically creates a digital blueprint of its geometry. Step 2, you get to set the creative rules. You define the new style and you tweak this super important slider called denoising strength, which tells the AI how creative it can get. And finally, the AI generates the new image. But, and this is the key, it's forced to color inside the lines of that geometric map you just made. This technology didn't just pop up overnight. The progress has been insanely fast. I mean, think back to just 2023. We were stuck with those basic, super unpredictable models. Then, bam, 2024 rolls around, and a technology called ControlNet becomes the standard, letting us pull out poses and edges and really take charge. And looking ahead to 2026, we're talking about AI that can actually understand the content of an image before it even touches it. It's wild. Okay, so what does this new toolkit actually look like? We're not talking about your average mobile app here. These are the serious enterprise-grade tools that make these predictable or deterministic workflows a reality. At the top of the list for a lot of pros is Comfy UI. It's a node-based system that gives you this incredibly fine-grained control over every single step. It often works hand-in-hand with ControlNet, which is that foundational tech for grabbing all the geometric data. And now you've got emerging powerhouses like Google's Whisk, which is a beast, and other modern models that are just building these incredible capabilities right in from the start. So let's zoom out for a second and talk about the impact of all this. For professionals, this is a monumental shift. It's really about moving away from a creative gamble and toward producing a reliable, engineered asset. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The data speaks for itself. There is a massive, and I mean massive, demand for this level of control. We're seeing a sustained 200% year-over-year growth in people searching for these exact tools. Professionals are actively hunting these solutions down. So why does this matter so much? Well, it really boils down to four huge benefits. Predictability, which means you can finally create brand-safe assets every single time. Efficiency, because you stop wasting time and money on endless failed attempts. Control, which means the artist's original intent is respected. And all of that adds up to a massive leap in quality. You're moving from a slot machine to a precision instrument. And look, if you take only one technical term away from all this, let it be this one. That one setting, denoising strength, is your direct control knob for creativity versus accuracy. It's you telling the AI exactly how much it's allowed to hallucinate or invent on top of your photo structure. A low number gives you high fidelity. A high number gives it more creative freedom. Simple as that. All of this leads to a pretty fascinating question, doesn't it? As these tools go from random generation to predictable engineered output, are we entering an era where creativity itself is less about a random spark of luck and more about intentional engineering? It's a powerful idea and something to think about for sure.